a particular municipality in Alapura on the morning of December 19, 2021. He was murdered in front of his mother and wife. A preliminary investigation revealed that Ranjit was hacked to death by a 12-member gang who came on 6 bikes. A hit list was found on one of the accused mobile phones on which Ranjit was the first name. The prosecution examined 156 witnesses in the case. About 1,000 documents and more than 100 pieces of evidence were produced in court. Viewers, I'll wrap it up here. Anand Narasimhan with The Right Stand.
Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand. I'm Anand Narasimhan. In its World Economic Outlook update, the International Monetary Fund, or the IMF, has revised upward Bharat's growth forecast for the financial year 24 to 6.7% from 6.3%, and this is on account of a robust Q2 GDP outturn. The IMF has said that Bharat continues to be the fastest growing economy among major economies of the world. And according to a government report, the female gross enrollment ratio in higher education has also quadrupled from 6.7% in 2001 to 27.9% in 2021. So in 2 decades, the report also highlights that the female gross enrollment ratio in senior secondary education has more than doubled from 24.5% in the financial year 2004-2005 to 58.2% in 2021-22. That is in 18 years. That's the big jump that's happened. Moving on, there's a big boost for the Make in India initiative, with Korean electronics major Samsung planning to start manufacturing laptops in its Noida factory this year, and preparations for the same are currently underway. Meanwhile, the Indian telecom sector's exports, including products and services, surged 35%. Bharat as a nation has attracted $8 billion worth of foreign direct investment in this particular sector. The Indian Railways, meanwhile, has reported its highest ever capital expenditure in the first 9 months of a financial year. The Railways said it spent 1.96 lakh crore rupees till December 2023, which is approximately 75% of the total capital expenditure of the railways during this financial year. And over 20 lakh devotees have visited the Ram temple for Ram Lala in Ayodhya in just 7 days since it has been opened up for the public since the 23rd of January. Today we are on the 30th, so nearly about 3 lakh devotees per day. That's the aggregate, ladies and gentlemen, and those numbers are only going to swell. Let's now set up debate number 1. As increasingly more and more netas are being quizzed across the country by the Enforcement Directorate, there is an attack at the ED itself. It's become the punching bag.
गांधी जी के विचार हम सब मिलकर उनके पद्धतियों पर चलने का संकल्प लेते हैं।
Apart from the 36 lakh rupees cash that has been recovered from his home, 2 BMW vehicles have been recovered. Now there are a lot of questions that needs to be answered by Hemant Soren at this point in time.
एक चुनी हुई सरकार, एक चुने हुए मुख्यमंत्री को इस तरह प्रताड़ित करना, खुद ईडी ने डेडलाइन दिया था 31 तारीख तक का, तब 29 तारीख को ये कार्रवाई की।
Mr. Modi and Amit Shah are misusing the ED. Very unfortunate to hear these things, that a tribal chief minister from the opposition parties had been insulted the way, misusing the ED and others.
भाई देखिए, ये तो चल ही रहा है पूरे देश में। सभी जो बीजेपी के नीतियों का विरोध कर रहे हैं, सभी विपक्षी नेताओं को परेशान किया जा रहा है।
संवैधानिक पद पर बैठ करके संवैधानिक मर्यादा और कानून को तोड़ने का काम करेंगे तो स्वाभाविक है कि आपकी गाड़ी जब्त की जा सकती है।
Ladies and gentlemen, from Delhi to Ranchi, The entire saga around Hemant Soren has now unfolded because these are dramatic developments that are taking place from Jharkhand, Ranchi to New Delhi. The ED looking to question Chief Minister of Jharkhand Hemant Soren in a money laundering case. It was on the 26th of January that Hemant Soren all of a sudden took a chartered flight. He rushed out of Raj Bhavan, got into a flight late night and arrived in Delhi. And on the very next day, the ED summoned the Chief Minister in the alleged land scam case. And like earlier times, Hemant Soren was quick to seek time from the probe agency to appear before them. On the basis of fresh inputs, the ED actually searched his Delhi residence after reaching there. It is 5/1 Shanti Niketan. That's where they reached. And they wanted to question Hemant Soren, but he was nowhere to be found. During the search, the probe agency then seized his 2 BMW vehicles and 36 lakh rupees in cash and claimed that they had also stumbled upon or found incriminating documents. The opposition, meanwhile, alleging a witch hunt, claiming that the centre is actually targeting India Alliance leaders ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. But the fact is that Mr. Hemant Soren actually drove from Delhi all the way to Ranchi by road, and it was driven by his PSO, and he did not have any other security or protocol. Even earlier in the day, when he was first spotted after nearly 36 hours, he actually exited his home from the rear entry and then came out. But he did make a public appearance somewhere like a show of strength to say all is well. That's the picture, ladies and gentlemen, when he was coming out from the rear office in a grey Innova, rolling down the windows and signaling to the media and smiling there. But is that smile of confidence, or is that smile of worry, or is it just to mask all the troubles that are mounting for him in his own backyard and also for the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha? Meanwhile, the agency's crackdown only escalating, not just limited to Mr. Hemant Soren. You have the likes of Tejasvi Yadav, Lalu Yadav being questioned in Bihar. There is questioning of Ravindra Vaikar and others close to Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray group of the Shiv Sena. And there is also questioning of the former Chief Minister, Mr. Hooda, and his group in the entire Manesar land scam. So questions are being asked, why are you targeting only the India Alliance members? The BJP quick to hit back saying, why are you shying away from a probe? Larger question is, are probe agencies just becoming a punching bag? Let's go straight across to our guests. Sardar R.P. Singh, national spokesperson of the BJP. Tanuj Khatri, spokesperson of the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha, will also be joining us. We have Dr. Anand Ranganathan, analyst and author. And we have Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla, also a political analyst. Namaste, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat to everybody. Thank you.
Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you very, very much. We will try and get across to the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha spokesperson Tanuj Khatri also in just a bit. But Sardar R.P. Singh, there is क्या कहते हैं कि उल्टी गिनती शुरू हो गई चुनाव की और संख्या बढ़ गई एनफोर्समेंट डायरेक्टरेट के दबाव की.
Anand, is it the first notice being issued, or is it the first time that ED has gone to his house, or is it the first time that ED has questioned him? No, it's a long pending case, and case has been pending almost now 2 years. Raids were being conducted, the money was being unearthed, AK-47 was confiscated, lot of documents, lot of evidences. And also, when did you ever hear that as a chief minister one can allocate the mines to himself? I mean, I have never heard in political history or the Indian independence history where a minister himself or a chief minister himself will allocate the benefits of the government to himself. So, if you have done something wrong, and that's, I mean, very apparent. I mean, it's not that something hidden. I mean, it's very apparent that he allocated the mines to his own companies as a mining minister also. So obviously he has to face the tune of law. I mean, why make such a noise or halla gulla out of this? It's a very normal course, and ED, when you make ED as a punching bag, we should also remember that more than 1 lakh crore rupees worth of assets and money has been has been confiscated by ED during all these years also. 300 crore rupees in one of the MP's house of the Congress party, some 50 crore rupees in one of the ministers of the Mamata Banerjee Money is like as of growing on trees. So if that is a scene, let ED work. Why make ED a foul boy? I mean, let ED work and let ED function. And if you have anything against ED, please go to court and get the cases quashed.
Correct. 1 lakh
Aam
crore.
Aadmi Party has tried its best 7 times to get the cases quashed or get the bail. Court has refused to give him the bail also for Mr. Sisodia last
But the
year, 1
sections
year.
that have been imposed are such that most of them are non-bailable, sir, because when it comes to PMLA, then it's very, very stringent. Bail conditions themselves become very stringent. That's one aspect. But 1 lakh crore rupees, Tehseen Poonawalla, that's a lot of money amongst a lot of netas.
Namaskar, Jai Hind Anand. Thank you for having me on the show. There are 3 or 4 points that I want to make because these are routine arguments the BJP has made. I mean, you can wake me up in the middle of the night and I will be able to answer these questions. The first argument is, listen, ED is being targeted unfairly by the opposition. I think ED should rename itself to BD, Bajrang Dal, because it's now become an arm of the BJP. Anand, my friend Anand is a man of science, but let me show you guys magic. Magic right now on TV. There's a gentleman called Y.S. Chaudhary. Another gentleman called GVL Narasimha Rao often joins us on debates, wrote letters after letters saying Y.S. Chaudhary got funding, not just from illegal sources, from sources that were harmful to our nation. Magic happened. Y.S. Chaudhary got immersed in washing powder BJP. Y.S. Chaudhary is clean and smelling of roses. Even better magic, I'll show you. There's another gentleman called Chhagan Bhujbal. Chhagan Bhujbal, like Ajit Pawar, was supposed to be chakki piecing and piecing and piecing. I quote Devendra Fadnavis, he's the most corrupt man in the history of Maharashtra. Magic happened. Chhagan Bhujbal joined the BJP, the NCP faction. The ED went to court and told, me lord, the file is lost. So Chhagan Bhujbal cannot be prosecuted. Case closed, kissa khatam. Third magic, this is even greater magic. ED, they went after the Karnataka MLA. 9 crores cash was recovered. Then they went to court. Now cash was recovered. How did they stop this? So they said, me lord, mistake happened. We raided without informing the person we're raiding. Anand, they raided without informing the person they're raiding. So they took back the case. This is magic. Modi hai to mumkin hai. I am not saying anyone who's corrupt should not be protected. First of all, this 1 lakh crore recovery means nothing because the success rate of ED is 0.4%. I know they'll say 94 or 95%. That is bogus. I'll explain that later. We don't have so much time. It's 0.4%. It's 0.4%. Sir, I know what they're going to say. I can say this in the middle of my sleep. I'll answer those questions. Just hold on.
No, you're wrongly quoting.
I mean, it's not 95%.
You're twisting
please give me my chance.
You're twisting the facts.
Please give me my chance. Sir, please give me my chance. You rebut me and I'll rebut you. Let's do that nicely. It's 0.4%. So whatever you've recovered,
95.5%.
No, sir, it's not 95%, and I will explain that later. Because others have to speak particularly. Just allow me. It's 0.4%. It's not 95%. So this 1 lakh recovery makes no sense. But
95.5%.
Okay, sir, 96%, but it's not true. That's not true, sir. That's from WhatsApp. But more importantly, sir, why doesn't the ED go after those who are actually from the other side corrupt? When you have Naresh Tomar's son speaking on the phone, on video call, saying where 100 crores is there, at least for formality, call him for an interrogation. When they raid the wrong jail during the UP elections, the Ittarwala, who was funding the BJP, 200 or 300 crores was recovered from his house only. Why is he not being spoken about? Why is he not being jailed? That is the problem. This agency is being misused, and that is a terrible thing. And then
ask Tehseen Poonawalla to, he's a London lawyer. Why doesn't he go to the court and ask court to intervene into the matter?
Won't give you bail. Because
you're a London lawyer and you can seek help of seniors like Abhishek Manu Singh and Kapil Sibal ji.
Sir, but Tehseen Poonawalla, you also have to yield, Tehseen Poonawalla. It cannot make it a monologue in a panel debate where others are not allowed to speak. See, my simple point is, sir, there is no such thing as magic. Science that is not understood looks like magic. Art and craft and skill that is not understood looks like magic. My point is, sir, the fact. I am just looking at a fact. Somebody who's convicted of corruption is an integral member of the India Alliance, and the Congress wants to make him sit right next to him. Okay, somebody who's out on bail on charges of corruption is being hailed as the possible prime ministerial face of this entire grouping and is currently doing a Nyaya Yatra at this point in time. So irony smacks and stares stark back at the face that those who are Anand Ranganathan has got something to show. Yes, Mr. Dr. Ranganathan, please go ahead. What is it that you are trying to show?
Anand Square here.
Now, Tehseen, please. I've been very silent when both my great friends RPG and Tehseen have been speaking. Good evening, Anand. First of all, let me clarify, there is absolutely nothing wrong in whatever Tehseen has said. So that's congratulations to him. Each and every statement of his is correct. The problem, of course, is that for Tehseen, it's like BC, AD, and everything began from 2014. So magic dramatically started to happen. The sleight of hand started happening only around 2014. Usse pehle there was no sleight of hand. There was no misuse of agencies. There was no Mamta Didi saying that the UPA is, I'm quoting her, UPA using central investigative agencies against my party. Mamta Didi, 2013. Tehseen can check this out. But the point is not about exposing Tehseen's hypocrisy, which is fine. He belongs to a political party and he's defending it. That is right. The point is, where do we see this whole scenario objectively? And I have 3 points to make here very briefly. Number one, it is a fact. In fact, Anand, on your show, you have also discussed this fact that 85.5% of the cases that the ED has been handling are ones that belong to the opposition leaders.
Yes.
In total, 95% of the cases that the investigative agencies, that include the ED, have been handling involve the opposition leaders. So there is a clear bias towards the opposition leaders that are being targeted by the investigative agencies. If you ask the BJP why this is so, they will say, "Arey, zyada corrupt wahan pe, zyada corrupt wahan pe." You know, the point is, wahan zyada corrupt nahi rehte because for fear of being investigated, they join the BJP then. So then, you know, they redress the balance. Wahan pe weighing machine lagi hui hai, wo idhar aa jate hain. Number two, this is also important. And this is corroborated by the facts, also reiterated by you, Anand, that the ED has said, and it is true, that there is 95% conviction rate of all the cases of involving money laundering that the ED has investigated that have led to conviction.
Correct.
Which is fantastic. So the point of the matter is, why on earth, now I come to the third point. So A, you cannot ridicule the investigative capabilities of ED when it comes to Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Yes, only 25 cases have come to light since the last 15 years, but ED, as says in a defense, that is not our issue. The problem is the court cases have been delayed ad infinitum, and people who are wealthy are the ones who are targeted, including politicians, and they come and delay all the cases as much as they want. The point of the matter is that yes, 95% conviction rate is true. Yes, 95% targeting of the opposition politicians is true. Now the third point. Can anyone tell me why on earth is Tehseen silent when it's opposition or someone who's saying we will not even grant a single seat to the Congress is evading ED summons for the third time? Mr. Soren has evaded ED summons for the 9th time. Tehseen, I know you will bat for the Congress, you will defend it, and you're mostly right. But why on earth are you trying to save Kejriwal's skin? Please answer this. Should he not appear as summons? Or do you not believe that there is such a thing as a law and order in this country?
See,
May I answer that?
Yeah, there is also another aspect. You may say, wo bhi to corrupt hai, udhar bhi to corrupt hai, unka kya? See, you just brushed off 1 lakh crore rupees, sir.
Correct.
1 lakh crore rupees is a lot of money.
That's
It's
nothing.
a whole lot of money, sir. And our netas are people, have this money and they're sitting on it. This is people's money. This can be used for the prosperity of the country. And anybody, if you don't stand for corruption, if they are corrupt, then they should go behind bars. My issue is that the ED...
This is just the tip of the iceberg. Anand, as per me.
Sir, Sardar Sahab, my respectful argument here is, sir, ED जो है, पहले कुछ नेता थे जो कहते थे हमें देखना है, हम देख रहे हैं, हम देखते रहेंगे. यहाँ पर हम वो मानेसर लैंड स्कैम कब स्टार्ट हुआ सर? 2014. वी आर इन 2024. ये तो इतना लंबा तो सर हमारी टीवी जीसीस के टीवी सोप्स भी नहीं खींचते हैं जितना ये खींच गया है. ये तो आप भी माने. ये तो this you will also agree. No, sir, I'll tell you what. This you will also agree that in this matter that started from Mr. Robert Vadra and currently now is at Mr. Bhupinder Hooda with the likes of Priyanka Vadra and many others in between, ये अटका ही तो हुआ है. Now with Hemant Soren ji, ये क्या आज की बात है? More than 18 months this fact has come out. Ever since his top bureaucrat came into it, and there was somebody who turned approver and then said that, oh, he is directly involved. From there to now, who is stopping the ED from cracking down and moving on it quickly? Isn't the timing suspect, Sardar RP Singh?
Anand, just one, RP Singh ji,
Not
I just
at all,
want to
because
add
ED has been...
RP Singh ji, if I may.
Please.
Yes, Anand, very briefly. Thank you so much. You know, this point is often raised by me, that why is it that when Mr. Modi and everyone promised in 2014 that everyone who is indulged in corruption will be investigated and as soon as possible put behind bars, and RP Singh ji is saying, look, the delay right now because 10 years हो गए, कुछ नहीं हमने देखा है वाद्रा केस किसी भी केस पे, is because of the courts. So I want to remind him that the onus of constituting special courts, RP Singh ji, is also on the executive as well as the legislature. Center can appoint special courts, you know it. So why hasn't the center appointed special courts and instituted day-to-day hearings for all these corruption cases? Please answer that.
So,
Can I please make a point on the Robert thing?
No, 1 minute.
See,
I'll come to you,
just on the Robert thing,
Tessin, please.
Just clarifying on the Robert part. Then you continue.
No, I know you want to
defend.
I know you want to defend.
Very important for me to defend Robert.
Yeah,
Very
please,
important.
please. I'll allow you your rebuttal. I'll allow you your rebuttal, Tessin. Please. I'll allow you your rebuttal. That's a promise I'm making. That's an assurance I'm making. But yes,
I take your word.
Yeah, sure. Ji. Yes,
But
Sardar.
we all know that all these cases have to be heard on day-to-day basis. All corruption cases should be heard on day-to-day basis, and there are special courts being designated for all such cases. And then there's a special court in Delhi, Rouse Avenue also. But fact is that all this investigation, because there's white-collar corruption which is happening, it takes a lot of time to connect all the leads, to put all leads to a place, every exec into a place, so that we can find out the real culprit. It's not all that easy, going backward, going forward and taking some turn to right or left and then bringing all put things together. I mean, I've personally seen liquor case thing in Delhi, how it took so much of time, almost more than 2 years to get the people to accept and then to become the government approvers and accept who all are being involved, including naming the big bosses in the party and big bosses in the government. So it takes time. And also, I'm sorry, Vijay Nair is a person who was a kingpin, was allocated the minister's bungalow. We all know that. But since the process takes its time, I mean, he's in jail, but the process of proving everything, all digital records, take a lot of time.
So, Sardar RP saying net, sir.
So, but yes, the path is right, and path is right. And again, Mr. Tassim Poonawalla can say that there's a laundry machine, or probably there's some machine, washing machine where things can change. No case will be spared. If you have anything which is left out, please go to court. We are a learned lawyer. Go to court, sir, and ask court to pass an order. And government will,
allegations against Mr. Shuvendu Adhikari. Allegations against, sir. In this case of corruption, sir, there are no sides taken. We cannot hope and talk about Ram Rajya when in our country chori karna is asan, pakda jana is mushkil. It has to be the other way around. And there cannot be. There are so many people who, Mr. Ajit Pawar is somebody who's there. There are many against whom allegations have been made. Those investigations have not been closed. If they are not corrupt, then make sure that the courts say that there are no charges against them. Let the enforcement directorate drop all charges. Then in that case, then the trust factor over the ED also drops. Crack down on the corrupt. Nobody is stopping. Opposition or otherwise. Everybody should be caught. Because in our country, you cannot say that I will make it easy for you to be corrupt and I'll make it difficult for you to be caught. You cannot say that you can go ahead and swindle 200-300 crores and at 10% of that cost escape any legal scrutiny. No, sir. That is not a system that we should aspire for. And right now, the travesty is, sir, there are so many people all around the system who are at high places, who are aspiring to be at higher places, who are conveniently corrupt, and no matter what the allegations, it doesn't matter to them. They are still going about their job. That's the reality. Tessin Poonawalla, you wanted to say something about Mr. Vadra?
Two things I want to say. About Robert G, I just want to say one thing. Anand is right on the cases, but it's gone to 4 courts. Just to brief you, Anand, it's gone to the Allahabad High Court, the Delhi High Court under the Chief Justice of India, of the Delhi High Court, and the Honorable Supreme Court under the Court number 2, then to become the Chief Justice. In all 4 courts, in the Supreme Court, it went under the Modi government. The CBI actually got up and said that there are no evidences or charges against Mr. Vadra, and these are all against newspaper things. So Supreme Court in all 4 cases, he got a clean chit.
Sir,
then just Anand,
no,
please, this is very
I'm just saying this is not as far as the CBI is concerned. Sir, I am talking about from the Enforcement Directorate and the money laundering point of view, sir. Please understand.
Anand, you have to allow me to speak. I do understand the law. Please, this is a very important point for me. This is why viewers don't get it.
Complete, please.
Not just that, ED has no right to open a case unless it's referred to by CBI or by the police agency. Now, when 4 courts have quashed it, including the Supreme Court under Modi, where CBI said nothing, then CBI writes to ED open the case. Can you believe it, Anand? That's what's going on in this. That's what's going on. Your point is right, Anand. Your point is right. One court stepping in. That's unfortunate because in ED, as you said in your opening remarks, it's impossible. You are guilty until proven innocent, and that's terrible. They passed these amendments in 2018, 2019.
No, sir.
Under the finance.
I'll tell you what.
Anand,
No.
You know,
Tessin, I'll tell you what.
Today
what is happening is, sir, somebody who's sitting, who's a sitting chief minister, elected chief minister, it's an open and shut case of corruption. Somebody, sir, I'm not going to cut corners for anybody. Somebody who's been openly alleged by the Prime Minister of this country as having allegedly swindled money, indulged in crores of corruption, is currently the Deputy Chief Minister of a state. Somebody who's out on bail after being charged on an open and shut case of corruption as claimed by the courts of Delhi, is walking across the country for a Nyaya Yatra. Now, sir, these are people who want to lead states, who have been elected to lead states and govern certain portions of our country, or who want to govern the whole country? They are people who are they going to be beacons? No, sir, one of the person who's convicted on charges of corruption cannot fight an election because of multiple rounds of corruption, is a key member of an alliance which is saying they are going to do better for Bharat. What a travesty, sir.
Anand,
we are glorifying corruption. We are not cocking a snook at corruption, sir. The polity of this country is actually glorifying corruption. They are saying anybody and everybody who's corrupt is a hero. That's what they are saying. Anand Ranganathan.
Who's saying it?
Yes,
Who's saying it?
Look at the actions, sir. Look at the actions. Look at the actions.
You are not allowing me to speak.
An honest person does not get counted. Those who are corrupt, they are getting seats of the highest seats of privilege and positions of privilege. And look at how they are misusing it. Anand Ranganathan.
Anand, let's be very honest out here. Forgive me for using the meme template. Kids fight the ED cases on their own. Adults join the BJP. And legends first join the BJP, then the opposition, and then the BJP again. If you remember, I want to remind my good friend RP Singh ji that it was the BJP that accused Nitish Kumar of the 1,000 crore or 2,000 crore, as it said, Srijan scam. Nitish Kumar promptly joined the opposition. Then when the BJP started accusing it, then it joined the opposition, and now when the opposition started accusing it, it's joined the BJP again. So the end result is that no one is going to investigate Nitish Kumar for the 2,000 crore Srijan scam. You tell me one open file on the Srijan scam as far as Nitish Kumar is concerned over the last 4 years that have led to any conviction. Not one. The scam has been known for 5 years. What is going on here?
No, and not just that. Look at the levels. In Mumbai, in Maharashtra, COVID khichdi scam is under probe. Khichdi distributed during COVID is under probe for a scam there. In Jharkhand, it is mining and other this one. In Delhi, it is around liquor and it is around education. And it is around medical service. It is on medical service. I'm just saying, look at the basic amenities that are supposed to be provided for people. That's where these scams are, and these people and these investigations are going on and on and on and on, sir. Again, suddenly the ED heat will reduce in 3-4 days. Is that sure? Is that true? Or are we going to see Mr. Soren being arrested? Sardar RP Singh, बताइए क्या होने वाला है?
See, again, law will take its own course. I'm no one to dictate or tell ED what to do, what not to do. They will do as per the court orders. And if man doesn't answer the questions, he'll obviously be arrested. And apparently, because as you said, the close and shut case, because it is that he allocated mines to himself as a minister. I mean,
Sir,
otherwise also.
Sir, you are a very honest person and upright person. So you are very candid. You don't hold and you don't. Let me honestly ask you: had I got a PMLA case against me, and the ED was after me, could I tell them मैं आज नहीं आ सकता हूँ because I want to host the right stand, and I can't come from Monday to Friday because I have to host the right stand and I have to do my duties here and I'm very very busy. Saturday and Sunday are my days off, so I will go into Vipassana and I go into meditation, so I cannot come. So please come back to me after June or July. And because till May 2024 Lok Sabha elections, I'm very busy as a TV media journalist. Can I say this? And will the ED allow me to do it? How is it that a sitting chief minister can do it then, sir? How is it a sitting chief minister can say, आज मेरे पास टाइम नहीं, मैं परसों आओ, मैं आपके वहाँ नहीं आऊँगा, तुम मेरे घर पे आओ, मैं 2 दिन के लिए विपासना के लिए जा रहा हूँ, अभी मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है, मैं चुनाव के प्रचार के लिए जा रहा हूँ, अभी मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है. How are they able to say this and get away, sir?
If I can add to that, in Bengal, ED officers are being attacked.
एक legal process है और एक public का process है.
Can I get 10 people? Can I get 10 people? Can I get 10 people and then and pelt stones at an ED officer and get away with it, sir?
They will get a proper appropriate answer in public court also. लोगों के कोर्ट में भी जवाब मिलेगा, and then ED will also pursue the matter because ED doesn't want to be seen as vindictive or doesn't want to be seen doing a vendetta politics. I mean, ED is otherwise being accused of doing vendetta politics. देखो जी, हमने कहा था मेरे लिए प्रायोरिटी थी, इसलिए मेरा इलेक्शन था, तो मेरे इलेक्शन को रोक दिया गया, मेरे इलेक्शन के प्रोसेस को रोक दिया गया. So I think ED also have been giving little more than required leeway to the politicians and especially people who are in position of power, but they should not do that. But yes, that's how the government
machinery functions. That means the rules are different for the rules are different for a Naukri Pesha common person. Rules are different for those who are sitting in positions of power and influence. So these rules are different. So the ED will operate differently. The courts will operate differently. The courts will set up a separate bench. Somebody will walk out of a particular concert to set up the constitution of that bench and to decide that so that some person can get bail on a weekend. But on the other hand, another person cannot exercise the same right and freedom of speech and will have to wait for Tariq pe Tariq for that to come.
Be careful, Anand. Be careful.
No, I'm just saying. So I'm just saying every agency is the same story.
No. I mean, no. Why he should be careful?
I am saying, sir, if the ED is not acting, sir, if the ED is not acting at the behest of the ruling disposition, if it is an independent body, sir, then sir, let them arrest all these people who are corrupt.
That's the reality of the day. I mean, that's how the court and that's how the ED or the other government system functions.
सर आप एक बात बताइए, अगर मेरे पास से एक गाड़ी जब्त होती है जो 1.5 करोड़ की है, उसके अंदर और एक लॉकर के अंदर 36 लाख रुपए मिलते हैं, तो क्या मैं आज शो कर रहा होता सर? जिसके यहां से मिला है सर, दैट पर्सन इज स्टिल डिस्पेंसिंग हिज ड्यूटीज एंड ही इज सिटिंग देयर एंड ही इज डूइंग माल्यार्पण ऑफ महात्मा गांधी, एंड दैट इज ओके.
This is the reality. I'm accepting it. This is the reality. You're just narrating the reality, and then we can't help much in this because that's how the system is. But yes, the crackdown is happening. On even the crackdown, the people make noise. I mean, the Seen Poonawala will come and defend all the corrupt, and then he'll bring some other corrupt also.
Am I defending? I'm not speaking on this.
Corrupt को छोड़ देना चाहिए.
No. He has the right to have a point of view. He has the right to defend. He is also saying catch all those people who are corrupt. Don't catch only half the lot. Catch everybody.
By comparing
National Herald to Narda, catch everybody.
One corrupt
That's what he said.
Other corrupt. But नहीं पर कौन सा छोड़ा गया है? None is being spared and if there is any, please, I'll appreciate Mr. Taseen Poonawalla should go to court. He's good at it. He does a lot of public litigations also, so let him go to court and ensure that whoever is being left out or whoever is not being
given Mr. Poonawalla's
he should
ability
get it
and acumen,
he
will actually get his writ petition admitted and heard sooner than Vishnu Shankar Jain and Hari Shankar Jain. But yes,
I actually support Vishnu Shankar Jain. I'm saying this on TV.
No,
so that's a different issue.
No, but
that's a larger. But listen, listen. If the Prime Minister is responsible for Nal Se Jal, which is a corporation, quite frankly, a corporation or panchayat job, he takes credit for that. From your courts to your ED, if institutions are failing or not getting listed, then why is the Prime Minister not responsible? Let me ask direct questions. You know, one of the reasons ED said this in Supreme Court on affidavit, that the government has not appointed enough officers or adjudicating officers. The government. This has got nothing to do with any state government. Why? Because the government wants their cases to drag on. Do you know what ED does? In one of the cases, they called a person in one case. He had an anticipatory bail. They didn't inform him till 6 o'clock and arrested him in another case.
Why?
Is this
why?
how ED
Why? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because after
it
10 summons, no, it's not about justification.
No, this is not 10
no,
summons.
sir,
First
please
summons.
tell me.
First summons.
After
First
10 summons, the sitting chief minister of a
Adi,
state
this
has
was
not
first
answered those summons. So what do you think the ED will do? What do you think the ED will do? After 3 summons, the third summon, the answer another chief minister gives is, I am going for 2 days of Vipassana.
You have me as a guest, allow me to speak, my friend.
So I am asking you only, Tehseen. I am asking you only, Tehseen. Either, see, point is, if people don't listen to you, what did you do when you wanted to make your voice heard?
Just allow me to speak. Just 10 seconds. 2 wrongs don't justify a right.
Correct.
If let's assume, please, just 10 seconds in it. Let's assume as I am ED and I have something against you or Dr. Anand or Sardar RPN Singh ji. It does not, no matter what you do, as an agency, does not justify me doing something wrong or criminal to arrest you in another case, which is not, you're not summoned for any
What I'm asking you is, an ED official was assaulted when they went to investigate one of Mamata Banerjee's MLAs. Did the Congress party take the right stand? Did Mr. Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, did they back Mr. Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary when he turned around and said what's going on there? Why did they still want to ally and want Mamata Banerjee to be part of the India alliance? Did the Congress party say we will not ally with the RJD because its chief Lalu Prasad Yadav is convicted of corruption?
The BJP president is also convicted of corruption.
So you are not allying with the BJP, no? I am asking about who you are allying with. When I say you, the Congress party is allying with. Don't get into whataboutery. When I am asking you, when you ask other people to walk on principles and act on principles, then you should first practice what you preach, sir. You are not doing it. But I am saying, how will you do it, sir? In the National Herald case, those people who are calling for Nyaya themselves are out on bail, as per the Delhi High Court, sir. In the National Herald case.
That's a fake case.
Yeah.
That's a fake case.
So have they been acquitted? Has that case come to fruition? Have they been acquitted? Do they agree? The other travesty, sir. Only can I be out on bail on a corruption charge from a court from 2015 to 2024? Or that is also allowed only for certain privileged? Dr. Anand Ranganathan.
Who's running this
Dr. Anand Ranganathan.
Tehseen, please allow me. You see, now the favorite defense for my good friend Tehseen, when he's caught in the corner, is 2 wrongs don't make a right. Yeah, they don't make a right. But then at least you mention the other wrong, na? You're only mentioning one wrong. No, you didn't.
I'm agreeing with you. Congress misused agencies. How much more clear can I be?
Now, okay, going for when Congress misused the agencies, you were silent. Number 1, fact. Number 2, going forward, will you at least now say that the Congress and implore Rahul Gandhi to make the investigative agencies completely independent? Will you do that?
Yes. They should. I've said this in several podcasts. They should put it in their manifesto.
Should and could mein bahut. Sir, there is a lot of difference between should and could. So you say I always said it, but they didn't do it. My point is, sir, walk the talk. You are sitting there in alliance in Bihar with somebody whose chief has been convicted of corruption, and there is another open and shut case of corruption, but you've still not taken any moral high ground as far as corruption is concerned, because somewhere, sir, and it's a travesty in our country, we seem to have legitimized corruption to a level that if you're corrupt, you're okay, you're worth doing business with.
And just 5
That's
seconds.
the problem. Yes,
in-
Dr. Ranganathan and then Sardar R.P. Singh towards the end. Yeah.
Yes, the person who has been most accused and pilloried, abused, short of being lynched metaphorically and otherwise, Mr. Adani, accused by Congress and Rahul Gandhi. How many worth crores, thousands of crores, Tehseen, please inform me and the audience. Has he entered into an agreement in Telangana? Congress ruled Telangana. Please tell me the amount.
I have criticized it. I have.
No. See, I'll tell you what. Criticizing, vilifying somebody, shaming somebody in public is a different play.
Getting into agreement
See,
with
let's not get
Adani
into the
or-
politics of it. I am saying 1 lakh crore
or
has been
accusing
caught
Adani.
right by the enforcement directorate. So they must be doing something right. My point is, Sardar R.P. Singh, when are they going to catch these netas who they are questioning? If they know it's an open and shut case, is it so difficult for them to prove? Or is this just being done for a show to try and get public opinion against the INDI alliance members and make them move towards Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the BJP? Straight question.
With Satinder Jain, with Sanjay Singh, with Manish Sisodia, like inside jail, and this has happened in the last year and a half. Obviously, when ED is serious about it, and there is nothing related to politics or nothing related to elections. As far as ED go, ED takes us on time and ensures that whatever cases they file or whatever prosecution they follow is a shut and closed case. And then I'm assuring you that none will be left. I mean, whether he is ever alive or otherwise, I mean, every case will be pursued, whether it is Mr. Soren or whether it is Mr. Kejriwal or whether it is someone else. I mean, whichever case the ED is pursuing, the government has given free hand to ED to pursue the cases, ensure that every corrupt goes behind jail.
But it's about who is going to be arrested first, which case will be cracked down first, and the next case, when the other case has to be cracked down. By the time the public memory fades, that's when things will happen. Sardar R.P. Singh, let me ask you now, if Mr. Soren is guilty, if there are 2 cars which the ED claims are proceeds or have ill-gotten proceeds of illegal money, and there is 36 lakhs of worth of cash, there are people whose political careers were over and who went behind bars for 1 rupee of corruption. This is so much money. How much longer before there is some hard action that happens? Even in the Manesar land scam case, when will there be closure? COVID Kichdi scam, when will there be closure? Delhi liquor scam, when will there be closure?
In tune to some 5,000 crore rupees scam also. I mean, they are on with the Nyaya Yatra, but it takes time. And that case was not started during our regime. It started in 2012. You just mentioned, man is out on bail, but still going for a Nyaya Yatra countrywide. We have to understand the compulsion of the politics also in the country, and just how the politics drive. But again, I'm reiterating. Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla was laughing last time. Let me add, neither Rahul Gandhi will be spared, neither Sonia Gandhi will be spared, even in this National Herald case.
Right.
Okay.
Anand, just 5 seconds.
Right.
Okay.
10 seconds and then I have to wrap. We've just got some more news coming in.
R.P. Singh ji is absolutely right. In this country, a man is innocent until proven guilty, and he says all the cases of everyone that the ED has piled up, irrespective of whether that person is in BJP or otherwise, will continue. That's great. What I want to ask is why there's then, without conviction, does the BJP accuse politicians of corruption? In other words, if tomorrow Mr. Soren, who has not been convicted, plans to join the BJP or the NDA, Mr. R.P. Singh, straight question, will you say yes to him joining the NDA?
That's not a decision that he can take. Let me speak for him. Let's not put him in a spot from where he cannot get out of. But the reality. But the reality in our case, and this is for introspection for all of us. Somebody who's corrupt can get away with tariq pe tariq and will not get convicted. And especially it's the high and mighty. But on ground, somebody takes 500 rupees, that person gets thrashed and is put behind bars. The rules do not apply in the same manner for every single person, and that is not Ram Rajya. So let's not talk about Ram Rajya till we get there, where it is difficult to be corrupt and it's easier to be clean. Today in Bharat, it's tougher to be imandar and it's easier to be beiman. That's not what we want to be in Naya Bharat. Thank you very much to all our panelists. Dr. Ranganathan stays on. We've just got a big news coming through from Pakistan. It's a mega exclusive. Our group editor security, Manoj Kumar Gupta, getting us these details in a big move Xi Jinping has accepted the credentials of Afghan ambassador to China in a ceremony. This is the first big official recognition of a Taliban ambassador and also ratification by the Chinese of this Taliban grouping or Taliban government in Afghanistan. The ambassador of 41 other nations also presented their credentials to the Chinese President Xi Jinping while accepting the credentials of Karimi as the ambassador, and special representative welcomed him as an ambassador to China. Karimi also met the Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi. Bilal Karimi joined as the ambassador to China in December 2023, and with this ceremony, finally Afghanistan has become an associate of China. Now, CNN News 18 had broken the story of appointment of Afghan ambassador to China, and this is the follow-up to that Bilal Karimi has been officially recognized. That's the picture that we have there, which is part of the graphics, where Xi Jinping is officially accepting the credentials and acknowledging a Taliban ambassador. So this is one of the first nations to officially acknowledge a Taliban ambassador in their country. We're going to take a very, very short break. When we come back, the details of the entire awarding of death sentence to the murderers of Ranjit. We will get you those details. We've just accessed this. Coming back with that breaking news when we come back here on The Right Stand.
Bro. We will respond.
The White House on Monday said U.S. President Joe Biden was weighing his options after the drone attack in Jordan by Iran-backed militants that killed 3 U.S. service members and wounded dozens more. Here's White House National Security spokesperson John Kirby.
We do not seek another war. We do not seek to escalate. But we will absolutely do what is required to protect ourselves, to continue that mission, and to respond appropriately to these attacks.
Earlier in the day, U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin spoke on the issue as well.
The President and I will not tolerate attack on U.S. forces, and we will take all necessary actions to defend the U.S. and our troops.
Later, Pentagon spokesperson Sabrina Singh identified the soldiers killed in Sunday's attack, the youngest victim just 23 years old.
The names of those soldiers who lost their lives were Sergeant William Rivers, Specialist Kennedy Sanders, and Specialist Breonna Moffett. Right now, we assess that there are more than 40 that have been injured. We do expect that number to continue to fluctuate as our service members, as you know, with TBI, report symptoms later on, so that number could continue to grow.
The attack put new political pressure on Biden to deal a blow directly against Iran, a step he has been reluctant to take out of fear of igniting a broader war. Sunday's strike marks the first deadly attack against U.S. troops since the Israel-Hamas war erupted in October. The United States is trying to determine how the suicide drone managed to evade the base's defenses.
What I can definitely say is that the strikes that took place on U.S. service members represent a fundamental change in the rules of engagement.
Allison McManus, the managing director of the Department of National Security at the Center of American Progress, says she anticipates a response to the drone attack quite soon.
Iran has taken advantage, frankly, of the current moment of conflict to do what Iran has been doing for many, many years, which is to disrupt, to target the U.S. and partners in a variety of ways, mostly through the efforts of its proxy militias. So again, what Iran is doing is testing where that line is, how much it can get away with in targeting U.S. interests, whether those are military interests or economic interests, and really testing the U.S. in terms of its response.
U.S. troops have been attacked over 150 times in Iraq, Syria, and Jordan, as well as on warships in the Red Sea, where Houthi fighters in Yemen have been firing drones and missiles at them.
Well, good morning, everybody. Let me start with my outrage and sorrow for the death of 3 brave U.S. troops in Jordan and for the other troops who were wounded. The President and I will not tolerate attack on U.S. forces, and we will take all necessary actions to defend the U.S. and our troops.
Back on, ladies and gentlemen, with a significant development in Kerala, where a Kerala court has handed death penalty to 15 members of the now banned Popular Front of India for brutally murdering BJP OBC wing leader Ranjit Srinivasan in 2021. Ranjit was hacked to death by the accused at his house at the Velakinar region in Alappuzha municipality in front of his mother and wife. Investigation has revealed that Ranjit was hacked to death by a 12-member gang who came on 6 bikes, and a hit list was found on one of the accused mobile phones on which Ranjit's name was first on that list. The court has punished PFI killers, but will apologists who question the Centre for banning PFI actually apologize? That's the big question. We'll try and quickly just get you the details from our team. We'll just see if we can put that out before we go across to our guests. We will try and go across to that in just a bit. We seem to have gathered the list, the details that we have from the order copy that awarded the sentence to the PFI members, saying that this case is different from the usual political murders. That's what the court has said. We'll get you those details in just a bit. They're still just processing it at the back end. Dr. Ranganathan with us, and Maulana Ali Qadri also with us. Namaste, Jai Hind and Jai Bharat to everybody. Thank you very, very much. Dr. Ranganathan, this is perhaps a one-of-its-kind order that's come from the court, and a strong one at that.
No, absolutely, Anand, and I congratulate the court, the Honorable Court, as well as the police for the investigation that has led to these convictions and death sentences to, I think, 15, if not 12, of these PFI activists for the most brutal and heinous crime, murdering the BJP leader from the OBC in front of his family. Is the most sickening, vile crime, and these are terrorists. And it took long for the BJP government at the center to ban the PFI, but they did. But the fact of the matter is that the political wing of the PFI, SDPI, has still not been banned. If you remember, in January 2020, Anand, Bangalore police arrested 6 SDPI men who, for mere 10,000 rupees each, plotted to kill the young BJP MP Tejasvi Surya because of his pro-CA stand. All those protests were going on then. They actually came to kill him at a rally, but couldn't. So nearly killed an RSS worker instead. SDPI also had a role in Bangalore riots. SDPI is the other side of PFI. Remember, NIA arrested 21 PFI activists in Kannur. When they were participating in an arms training camp, they seized country bombs and swords and documents linking them with terror groups like Indian Mujahideen. And do you know when this happened? In 2013, under the UPA. Look, all these are documented. Bomb making, training camp, political murders linked with Al-Qaeda. So I want to ask a simple question. Great that finally PFI was banned by the center. But why have you left out SDPI, the political wing?
Well, the answer or the devil lies in the details. We'll get to that in just a bit. Qadri Saab, before I come across to you, just taking you through the details. Order copy has been accessed. We'll put out those details, and I'm reading it out because I have it here on my phone. This case is different from usual political murders. This is what the order copy says, and we've accessed the details. On an evaluation of the facts and circumstances of this case, as pointed out by the Learned Defence Counsel, of course it is a political murder, but there is clear distinction between the usual political murder and this case. The court goes into the brutality of the act, notes that denuding lower part of the body showed an act of perversity. The attacks were aimed at such parts of the body in succession where even a single blow would have been sufficient to cause death in an ordinary course. Denuding the lower part of the body showed an element of perversity. The brutality of the attack of a single person by 12 persons in conspiracy with other 3 persons, accused numbers 13 to 15, would be revealed from the scene of occurrence because even the parts of the skull were seen scattered and a tooth was also seen scattered in the room. Chance of the accused indulging into future crimes cannot be ruled out. The chance for indulging in crime in future cannot be ruled out. The accused believed that they are morally justified. Crime was committed with very good planning. Defenseless victim had never provoked the accused. The crime was committed with very good planning and the preparations might have started months ago. So I am of the view that the defenseless victim who had never provoked the accused and the commission of offense was a premeditated one. The only mitigating circumstance, the age of the accused, would not be balancing with the aggravating circumstances already pointed out. Heinous crime was committed in comfort. Victim killed brutally in front of wife, mother and minor child. The most important aspect is that this heinous crime was committed in the comfort zone, that is in the house of the victim, in the presence of his mother, wife and minor child, and he was denuded. All showing the brutality of the crime. This is what they are saying. Qadri Saab, isn't this brazen lynching, and is this not out of outright hatred, sir?
Terrorism.
देखिए सर, जहाँ तक के सवाल मर्डर का है तो मैं बहुत ही आपसे फ्रैंकली ये बात कहना चाहता हूँ
जी
कि किसी भी मर्डर की हम कभी भी कोई फेवर ना किए हैं ना करेंगे। और जहाँ तक के पीएफआई का सवाल है तो पीएफआई को बैन करवाने में सबसे पहली अपील जो थी तो मेरी अपील थी हमारे अपने होम मिनिस्टर से और हमारे अपने अजीत डोभाल साहब से। हमने अपील की थी, हमने रिप्रेजेंटेशन दिया था कि पीएफआई को बैन किया जाए क्योंकि ये लोग कहीं ना कहीं टेरर एक्टिविटीज में इन्वॉल्व हो चुके हैं। इन सर दूसरी तरफ जब इतना 2 साल के अरसे में विद इन 2 years ये जो सारा का सारा ट्रायल हो गया और फिर इसके ऊपर इनको जो है आज सजा भी सुना दी गई, ये तमाम जो चीजें हुए, बहुत अच्छा काम है। पुलिस को इस तेजी के साथ काम करना चाहिए क्योंकि हर गलत काम के पीछे पुलिस को आगे बढ़ना चाहिए तेजी के साथ। लेकिन हैरत इस बात पर होती है कि जुनैद के कातिलों को आज तक के सजा नहीं मिली, आज तक के बहलू खां के कातिलों को सजा नहीं मिली, बिल्किस बानो के जो रेपिस्ट थे जिनको कानून ने सजा दी थी उसको गुजरात गवर्नमेंट रिलीज करती है, फिर उसके बाद सुप्रीम कोर्ट को जाना पड़ता है, फिर सुप्रीम कोर्ट उनको पलटा करके सजा सुनाती है। तो ये जो दोहरा मापदंड है इसके ऊपर हमें हैरत होती है। कानून तो हर भारतवासी के लिए एक ही होना चाहिए, जान तो किसी की भी जान है सर, ये बीजेपी लीडर हो चाहे कोई एक आम हिंदुस्तानी हो, एक रक्षा चालक हो, कोई हो, जान तो जान है। और हम ये नहीं कह रहे हैं कि इनको जो सजा दी गई है वो गलत है, कतई नहीं। अगर किसी ने कत्ल किया है, जिसने मर्डर किया है और कोर्ट में वो चीज प्रूफ हो चुकी है तो डेफिनेटली उनको सजा होनी चाहिए। हम सजा के खिलाफ नहीं है, लेकिन और भी जो दूसरे केसेस पेंडिंग है पुलिस को चाहिए कि उस मामले में तेजी बताएं, उनकी चार्जशीट दाखिल करें और कोर्ट में फास्ट ट्रैक कोर्ट पर उनको लाते हुए सजा दिलाए और ये प्रूफ करें कि हिंदुस्तान में इंसाफ सबके साथ एक होता है, कि पॉलिटिकल लीडर के मर्डर के साथ अलग नहीं होता, एक आम इंसान के मर्डर के साथ नहीं, बल्कि सबके साथ कानून एक है और एक ही रास्ते पर कानून काम करता है। पुलिस सबके साथ इंसाफ करती है, ये प्रूफ करने की हमें जरूरत है।
जी आनंद रंगनाथन कुछ कहना चाहते थे। जी आनंद, लास्ट 1 मिनट। जी
कादरी साहब की कदर करता हूं कि इन्होंने पीएफआई को के अगेंस्ट केस बनाया था, लेकिन कादरी साहब आपने जो केसेस और किए हैं, ऐसे बहुत सारे केसेस हैं जहां पे हिंदूज they have been lynched by Muslims and those cases are still going on, convictions haven't happened। तो प्लीज इसमें आप ये एक तरह से रिलीजियस प्रिज्म की तरह मत देखिए। जस्टिस बहुत सारे ऐसे केसेस हैं जो 35 साल से अभी तक चल रहे हैं, 2 लाख केसेस हैं, 50.2 मिलियन केसेस आर पेंडिंग इन आवर कोर्ट्स। तो आपको सिर्फ सिलेक्टिवली ये कहना कि सिर्फ मुस्लिम्स के अगेंस्ट जो है अभी तक कन्विक्शंस नहीं आई हैं, जो हिंदूज ने मारा है मुस्लिम्स को, ये गलत बात है। ऐसी बहुत सारे केसेस हैं। मैं आपने कोयम्बटोर ब्लास्ट की बात नहीं करी, जो परपेट्रेटर्स थे उनको सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा था मत छोड़िए, लेकिन गवर्नमेंट ने छोड़ दिया, अब उसके बारे में शांत है। तो इसमें सिलेक्टिविटी मत लाइए। आज एक ऐसा दिन है जहां पे ऑब्जेक्टिवली हमको एनालाइज करना चाहिए, जो गलत हो रहा है उसको आगे लाइए, लेकिन जो गलत हो रहा है उसको छुपाइए भी मत।
No, very fair point that's been made कि सारे cases देखना जरूरी है, but in this case there were a lot of people who tried to back the PFI and try to play apologists for them. They owe the country and more importantly Ranjit Srinivasan's family an open apology for what they did and what they posted at that time. I have some of those posts but I can't put it on air at this point in time, what was said in 2021 about Ranjit Srinivasan by certain people. Thank you very much Dr. Ranganathan and Qadri Saab. Thank you very much for joining us on this edition of The Right Stand. We're going to take a very short break. Brass Tacks follows.
co-presented by.
At this important time, I'm glad to be back at the Pentagon. I feel good and am recovering well, but still recovering. And I appreciate all the good wishes that I've received thus far.
Good evening. Welcome to Brass Tacks. I'm Zaka Jacob. After being MIA for more than 30 hours, the Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren finally showed up in Ranchi today. He chaired a meeting of his legislators where, incidentally, his wife, Kalpana Soren, was also present. Speculation is rife in Ranchi that Hemant